You're watching the Roblox Battlebot Championship Series final bracket on the ZuggyJ YouTube channel, where today we have a matchup between Cherno and Gravestone as we take a look at the bot profile presented to you by the Playing Crazy Tech Challenge. Cherno, ultra wide undercutter, very, very damaging. And on the other side, Gravestone, it's a tombstone clone. That is very flingy. As you take a look at the player profile, brought to you by the PCBC. Nick, 16-1 in his career. That is the best win percentage of all remaining competitors in this tournament and all time. Jade, a little bit raw in the arena. Got to clean up the driving here today, as here's the box rush. Brought to you by the YouTube subscribe button. Make sure to press it so you never miss out on any of the RBCS action. And we are off to a hot start here as both bots are flinging each other all over the place. Jade into the arena roof. Nick trying to capitalize here as Cherno moves in, takes a part of the wheel, and I believe he is stuck in the wall. And we are going to get ourselves a pause. We are right back. Bots are ready to go. Referee is doing a good job getting us set up correctly. There was some controversy in the last fight. Inferno and Comet, there were some pauses. People did not like it in the comments. They're going to try to rework the judging system based on pauses, whether or not people are stuck or not moving forward. That's what they're telling me. So hopefully they get that fixed so that we don't have any people getting upset over the results of fights. Either way, though, I think Inferno was going to win that one. And so far, looks like Cherno is going to probably take game one if he keeps doing what he's doing, as he's bullying Gravestone into the corner. And this is what makes Nick such a good driver, is he's aggressive, but he knows how to dial it back when he needs to. And there goes parts of the frame. I think the weapon's off completely. Gravestone is weaponless. Cherno is just so damaging. I don't know how you're supposed to go weapon to weapon with that thing. And I guess that's something that Jade's going to have to work on moving forward in this matchup, because he cannot continue to go weapon to weapon with something like that. And now it's just going to see if, Nick can drive to get those wheels. That's going to, what he's going to have to do to finish this one off, as I think judges' decisions probably going to go his way, but I doubt he wants to go to something like that. Cherno, just mighty, mighty impressive out there right now, as we have a minute 20 remaining, bullying him into the corner, trying to shred through the bot. I mean, man, he's the number one seed. I'll tell you guys this. He was predicted to win in 10 out of the 14 brackets, so 71% of people had Cherno. But surprisingly, 29% going with Gravestone. That is not a number I expected to see. As what was that? I think he bounced off some debris. Cherno went flying. Gravestone's not moving. And this fight may be over very, very soon, as he moves in again, looking to blow up the weapon. Blow off the wheel, excuse me. And he's just chasing him. He's all over the place. Look at the driving ability from Nick 3D. Pause. He's stuck in the wall. Referee is going to call a pause. All right, we're back. This is going to be a funny one. He's a shell of himself. Can he even move? That's going to be the question as we resume here. Not a whole lot of bot left on Gravestone, as thrown into the wall. He's not moving. Referee's going to call a knockout. I believe the seat was removed. Cherno looks dominant in game one of this series. We are back and ready for game two. Cherno picking off right where he left off in Mbit. This was his first year competing in big BattleBot competitions, and he got off to such a good start in his career. Did great in the RBCS tryout tournaments, trying to get himself drafted. And, when you win Mbit, you're definitely getting drafted, and he went #1 overall in this year's draft. And he's showing it off here, but lost a few wheels. That is part of his bot design, is he has a lot of external cylinders protecting the custom wheels on his bot. I've never really seen the wheels get destroyed on it before, but that's going to have to be what Gravestone does today, as a big part of Nick's driving style is just that side-to-side movement, keeping that weapon on the opponent at all times. But if you can make him make a mistake or overcommit, there's a chance to get at those wheels, and that is exactly what Jade is trying to do right now. Gravestone, not the most mobile of BattleBots, as it is a tombstone clone, and it doesn't have as big of wheels and as much of a top speed as Cherno. So everything's kind of stacked against him here, but if he can get weird hits like that and capitalize, as there he goes, gets some of the wheels, and then throws them into the wall. And that was a nice exchange there. Gravestone looking a bit more competitive on that one. Just got to keep that weapon front-facing at all times and keep getting those wheels. And I think we're down to one of those custom wheels on the right side of Cherno. More wheels flying off. Jade is starting to put on a performance here. But how long will his wheels hold up as they're exposed here, getting shot into the corner. Nick trying to hold him in there with his driving, and Cherno doing the rest of the work. And now we will separate, and Gravestone's not driving too good as there goes one of the weapons. It is blown off. It explodes into pieces, and Cherno smells blood in the water, now on top of the BattleBot and able to drive off, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Look, he's aggressive, but he knows that he cannot sit in those situations. He just decided, hey, I'm going to be smart, play the spacing game.
No more
and
wheels
now
remaining.
He's in a good
That
spot.
is a knockout.
And no wheels remaining on Gravestone. Back-to-back KOs. Cherno takes game 2 of the series. And we are back and getting ready for game 3 here. Look,
3,
Gravestone's been in the tough
2,
spot the whole
1.
time, but I am very, very impressed with Jade's driving today, even though it hasn't really worked out for him so far, as we get a weird start there, kind of a delayed one, as I don't know if Nick was quite ready, but Cherno is up and going here. One of my game notes coming in was just kind of mentioning how raw that Jade's driving style was, just because he's so new and doesn't have some of the experiences that Nick has had, or the success that he's had. But he's been able to work with the B3 team this year, as the team championship is something I'll mention later on in the broadcast when we recap today's action. He has a great team captain in Bababon, who's also really good at building tombstones, and that's why he got drafted by B3, was so that they could work on the bot together. And I think they've done a great job as they're taking off big chunks of the wheels here, and I think that was off of Cherno. So Gravestone off to a better start once again, and maybe an opportunity here as he hits some debris in the air. Cherno up against the wall, and he might be stuck. Referee's going to call a pause. All right, bots are ready, it looks like. Let's see. Referee's going to count us in here. 2 minutes remaining, and it has been a close affair so far. A much better showing for Gravestone here in Game 3, but Nick is never going to back down in these series. He has the ability to do things just like that. As there goes some of the side armor off the bot, chewing through, doing lots of damage. And what's the damage report on that one? As there are so many loose blocks flying all over this arena right now. And Cherno just trying to finish up the matchup as it drives in, throws Gravestone into the wall. Nick is just such a talented driver. He's just really learned so fast. I don't know his background and what games he played before this, but I have to imagine they are similar games, like fighting games and stuff, because he has a great understanding of the moment and what he needs to do to get points. As there goes the right wheel off of Gravestone. Cherno tearing through. There goes his weapon. Oh my, I don't believe it. Gravestone could maybe bring this one back here in Game 3 as the weapon is destroyed on Cherno. I have never seen that. Oh my, what a shot from Gravestone, getting himself back into this one. And now it looks like this could be a judge's decision, as Nick is smart. I don't think he's going to let those wheels get destroyed off of Cherno. And at this point for him, he did enough damage to the drives that maybe he could win weapon effectiveness, but that aggression and control from earlier in the match that he had could be the key for him securing a Game 3 victory here, as we have around 27 seconds remaining, trying to bully him into that corner, keep him in there. I've been saying that a lot, bullying into the corner. It's really just true with Nick. He can do that to you. He can completely control the action and make it so you don't have control over your bot anymore. Other people, you kind of push him into the corner, you get a lucky blow.
10,
you can see right here, he
9,
is holding him
8,
down, and that's going to be huge
6,
if we go to the JD
5,
here, because the
4,
judges see that. They're going to count up that control and that
2,
aggression.
1,
We'll see about a weapon
JD.
effectiveness, but this is going to be a close JD, and I'm excited to see what happens.
After a judge's decision, the winner of Game 3 by one singular point
Okay.
is Cherno.
Wow, they're going to give it to Cherno. He loses weapon effectiveness because of the end of the fight, but aggression and control go his way. A 1-point victory, and he's going to take the series. But when we come back, we'll recap the action, take a look at the team standings, but first, a word from our sponsors. Well, first we have the Cardboard Bug sponsor, and now we have Geist Sauce. But speaking of the Cardboard Bug, here is the bracket. You see Cherno moving on to face White Spike in round 2, and the team standings. Daywatcher Enterprises still kind of in it, but not really. You look at B3, now they're losing Gravestone out of there. It's going to be tough between them and TPG, the last two teams that really have a shot. Who's going to be the winner? It's going to come down to the star power at the top of these teams. And man, it's going to be a really fun finish in RBCS Season 6 as we take a look at today's final score, 3-0 Cherno over Gravestone. Some finishing thoughts on this one, man. It was just a fun fight all around. Anytime you get to see a Nick bot fight, it's entertaining, and Cherno is just awesome. You see these fights here, just so many fun hits. It was a blast to commentate this one here today, but hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of your day.